the time has come. I have branched out onto the YouTube. Now, I know what, you're watching this, you're like, who are you? Who's this girl? You're probably sat there and you're like, who is this super coordinated girl sat on my screen? Well, let me tell you, I am rodrickcult, and I am in no way a public figure or well known by anyone. So before we begin, I must address a few things that you are not allowed to address in the comments, because I have addressed them. Firstly, I don't know how to edit, so I'm yet to see whether I'll even be able to edit this video, so it'll be a fun surprise if this video ever makes it onto the internet. Secondly, my hair. Yes, it is tied up because I could not be bothered to style it, so you know what, keep those hair related comments to yourself. I don't want to hear it. My hair doesn't want to hear it. I've addressed it, bro. I was going to start with a Q&A, but I thought Q&A, more like shmew and shmay. Everybody does a Q&A. We'll do a Q&A at some point. I like to keep you on your toes, but I thought, why start with one? We are going to rank, let's say 10. It seems like a nice number. Everybody likes the number 10. We're going to rank 10 male movie characters that I was at some point obsessed with. I bet you can't guess who's number 1. If you can, comment it right now. And if you get it wrong, that is so embarrassing, and I really hope your parents love you.
Child. Anyways,
we're gonna have to talk through each of these individually and then sort of decide. I say we, it will be me. I am making the final decision. So I'm gonna start with an honourable mention. Well, somebody that still to this day, every time I watch Twilight, catches my eye. This man, Carlisle from Twilight. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's an old man. That's an old man. Yeah, but everyone in Twilight is old. He's like a bajillion years old, but then Edward's like 500 million years old. So you've got to question, what is age when you're a vampire? And also, what a king. The way that he would like bite all these ill people and then like adopt them, it was very nice, because he didn't just turn them into a vampire and then be like, be gone, thought. You know, he sheltered them, he took them in, and he's a doctor, so you know, big brain, clever man, and he seemed like a very nice chap. I've not much to say about, like, that's why he's an honourable mention. He'll be in the ranking, but there's not a bad aspect about him, yet he's not perfect, you know, like he's not going to be number 1, but he's not going to be number 10 either. Next on my list of men that I had a crush on, the Joker. Now, when I wrote that, I mean literally the Joker in any of the Batman films, any of the sort of films like Suicide Squad, although Jared Leto, like, his Joker was just a bit like, you know, like, but mainly in the new film, the Joker, the little dancing thing, damn, he had some moves. Oh my god. And there was something so like great about his little makeup moment. He was very talented. I was obsessed with that movie because it was so good, and then also because I just loved him. Like, I shouldn't have. I know he was a murderer and like a psychopath, but it was like the system let him down, you know? Like, I wanted to help him. I was obsessed with him, but then I was like, should I not be? I'm gonna have to put him quite low on the list, just because it's like you shouldn't simp over a murderer. He's a bit crazy. Especially in Batman, you know, you're supposed to simp over Batman, but I was like, no. Batman did nothing cool.
Is that true?
It's very true.
This one's a little more niche, so you may not know who I'm talking about. It's Adam from the movie If I Stay. So basically, a bit of premise about him, he was just like a 20-year-old in a band. He seemed like a nice guy. I don't know if I'll be able to edit pictures in, like to put on the screen. Hopefully I will, but I do not know. So if there is a picture there, congratulate me, and if there's not, ignore everything I've ever said. You know, he's pretty cool. He seemed like a really nice guy as well. My issues with him was he was like very obsessed with music, and like I couldn't, it was quite one-dimensional as a character. Like, it was like, oh, he does music. And then there were crickets, because he didn't do anything else. He can go in like the middle when we rank them, I guess. One hit wonder maybe, I don't know. But he could sing. Well, I don't know if the actor could, but he was pretty cool. Next up, we have Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you've watched it or not. I mean, I was going to put Legolas on this list because, of course, I obsessed over him for like years. But out of the two, I obsessed over Aragorn more. You know, he had that rugged sort of like, I've never washed, I've never shaved look. And that personality too. Like, he was fierce. Like, he was literally a king of Gondor. What else was I going to say about him? Yeah, he was very unproblematic. He seemed really nice, and even when like Boromir was like getting on his nerves, he wasn't even violent. He was so cute about it. Just seems like a legend, you know, like you'd want to go and have a drink with him, you'd want to get to know him. You wouldn't want to go in a sword fight with him though. He was skilled. The only con to being obsessed with him was he had a very wonderful girlfriend, you know, the elven woman. Like, I don't want to be breaking them up, you know, like I don't know what was up with that. She was amazing.
10 out of 10.
Let's address probably, you know, somebody you probably also had a crush on, because I think everybody who identifies as moderately edgy did when they watched this film. So you know, Thor, Loki, he caught our attention. So Loki, I like Loki as in the evil one. Well, sort of evil, sort of just like a damaged king, you know, like it was like he's evil, but like and it was the like black hair, you know, like greased back look. I was like, yeah, that's the guy for me. His energy was very chaotic, but like, you know, occasionally he'd be like, I'm so evil, and then like he'd be like, oh my gosh, look at me, I'm just a little adopted boy and I'm so damaged, and I would be like, he's very basic. It's a very basic movie crush, you know, like he won't be making it high on my ranking, because who wasn't at least a little bit obsessed with him? You know, he was the one you ultimately wanted to have a crush on, because he was like the bad boy, and he really rocked the colour green. So we have that in common.
And the people are gagging.
Okay, this one's quite a good one. So if you've watched Legally Blonde, you'll know that Emmett is like the nice man in it. I was obsessed with Emmett after watching it, because it was such a perfect little love story that happened, and he was so nice and like a feminist. He was such a feminist for like women's rights and everything, like king. But I don't have much to say. He was quite a minor character, and quite frankly, you know, he'll go low on the ranking because he's just not that important to my life. But I did obsess over him. I thought he was great. But yeah, I mean, I guess my problems with him is he wasn't like that exciting. He's very boring.
No, it's true. It's true.
Okay, so next we have Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, who I have not got a single bad thing to say about. Oh my god, every time I watch these films, he's just he's so good. Okay, maybe he's a bit of an alcoholic and problematic and like a criminal and like seems like not a very nice person sometimes, but like everything else, his humour, his hair, his like piratey sort of spirit is very good. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for him just for existing.
It was a cultural reset.
Josh from Clueless. Now, the first time I watched Clueless, I was like, who is this? I know this man, he's very famous. Paul Rudd, oh my god, what a beautiful man. He's aged so well. This is why I think having a crush on Josh was not a bad thing, because like, I think he would have aged well as well, like Paul has. But Josh, I don't know, it was very much like a classic sort of Hollywood romance movie, wasn't it? And he was kind of like, he was a nice guy, he helped her out, he was supportive, he was kind of like the older brother. Ooh, it's a bit weird when stuff, you know what I mean. He was a good character. Like, I don't regret being obsessed with him. I think maybe he was a bit basic. Everybody who watched that movie probably was obsessed with him. He was very flat character. What did he really do? What did he really do, you know, except for be cute? So yeah, he'll go like near the bottom, but not because I don't like him, just because what is he? Who is he?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Now we're going to talk about Draco Malfoy. So I was obsessed with Harry Potter at one point in my life, and then it sort of spiraled into just being obsessed with Draco Malfoy. Like, I used to make edits of Draco Malfoy. A lot of people were like, I love Harry Potter, and I was like, no, I love the damaged one. But yeah, Draco Malfoy. So pros and cons. Let's talk pros and cons of Draco Malfoy. I mean, he was rich, which is always a pro, and he had, like, I know his dad was evil and like horrible, but his dad had such good hair, which just gives me hope that Draco won't go bald when he's older. So thinking ahead, I was thinking ahead. He seemed nice, like, you know, he was obviously very much forced into being evil by his family, which is kind of cute because it's like, oh, we could rescue him. It's kind of like Baron Trump. Cons though, like, he would cry, and like, he was such a crybaby. He would literally whine and moan, and he was like a little spoiled brat, you know, so points deducted for that. And I mean, realistically, he was probably a Tory. Like, if we got political here, he's a conservative. If he was American, probably would have voted Trump. So maybe he'll go a bit lower than at the top. Like, I don't know. He was a very integral part of my life, but
It's really just like somebody pressed a button on a cultural reset.
the one you've been waiting for. Well, if you haven't been waiting for it, you should have been waiting for it, because this is the big one. This is this is number one. I'm spoiling my list already because, like, this is number one. Roderick Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Oh, what a guy. Where can we start? Okay, firstly, musical genius. Absolute musical genius. I mean, talk about talent. Loaded Diaper, that name breaks boundaries. He was like bringing taboo topics into his titles. Exploded Diaper, hit, absolute hit. The way he took control of his bandmates, legend, absolute legend. What else can we say? This is a big one. He was a femboy, for sure. He wore makeup confidently with no worries of being judged by others. He was a femboy, for sure. He was breaking toxic masculinity left, right and centre. I mean, eyeliner, long hair, you know, what a king. So he's a progressive guy. He would have definitely not been a fan of police. He would have been ACAB. And also maybe even he would have been like an environmentalist too. The next thing we have to talk about is he did such a good public service by like bullying the children because they were so annoying. You know, Greg, Manny, get out. If he didn't bully them, just imagine the power they would have had. No, he kept them in check. He was like, you will not feel powerful today, Greg. And Greg did not, and that is incredible. He did a service. A bit problematic when he started fat shaming Rowley though, but you know what? It was a different time. Also, you remember when he did his little I'm so sorry women speech? I mean, feminist merch. Wow, he saw his mistake. He learned from it. He's definitely pro-choice. He's pro women's rights. He's pro... There's only two things on the cons list. Heather. Why would he like her? I mean, she was very boring. But you know what? I think he's moved on. So maybe. But the other thing I wrote was dirty because he doesn't seem to shower much. And I know that that's part of the grunge aesthetic, but that is a bit gross. However, it adds depth to his character because it's like something to improve upon. He's not a perfect man. He's just very close. So now that we've discussed everyone, I would like to rank them. This is what we're here to do. This is the mission. So number one in our ranking is Roderick. Of course it is. You knew it would be. Number two, I'm going to put as Jack Sparrow just because, yes. Number five, I think, will be Draco Malfoy because he is a little bit problematic. Number six, the Joker, probably. Just the murdery bit really causes some issues. Okay, so number 10 I think is going to be Josh from Clueless. boring. And then Emmett is also going to be number 9 because, again, boring. And then I think number 8 will be Adam from If I Stay, because boring. I can meet these people on the street, you know. Number 7, I think I'm going to put Loki, just because I think he's a very basic choice. Most people would say him at some point, so I don't think he's worthy of being at the top. Okay, so we've got Roderick, Jack Sparrow. I think number 3 is going to be Carlisle, because there's nothing I could say about that man that is negative. Okay, and then that leaves us with Aragorn from Lord of the Rings as number 4. I'm very happy with that listing. If you have any problems with my ranking, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. This is the final ranking of 10 male characters I used to be obsessed with.
What?
Right, well that brings us to the end of this video. Mission accomplished. I ranked some men for no reason. Nobody asked me to. I just thought it'd be fun. And it kind of was. It was kind of interesting, thought-provoking, very deep. But yeah, if you enjoyed, thank you for watching. If you didn't enjoy, you don't need to tell me. You can just pretend you enjoyed it. Come on, be polite, please. But if you did actually enjoy it, please feel free to drop a like, share it amongst your friends. If they're nice. If they're not nice, then don't, because I can't deal with that. I'll be posting a Q&A soon. The future of this channel is basically going to be commentary, probably, like these random videos, maybe some makeup tutorials as well. It's not going to be themed, it's not going to be one thing, it's not all going to be about Roderick either, no offence to him. He doesn't get the spotlight forever. Hannah has to have the spotlight sometimes too. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching.